all will happen as you want it, provided you really want it. Want the best, the highest happiness, the greatest freedom. If you already want the highest. The highest is the direct experience of your innermost core being, which is yourself. The presence of awareness. If you don't recognize it, which none of you are in this condition, if you don't recognize it, you can imagine what is the highest. When you directly experience the highest, if your mind is not mature enough and content with that highest, then it's not mature. It still imagines that if it will get what it imagines, that would be the highest. And it's not there. It's never there. So what happens, some people, if they are young, they don't realize it. The more mature they are, physically also, they realize that life, no matter what it brings, nothing really delivers. Ultimately, nothing is really delivered. So they can start withdraw spontaneously and naturally into themselves. And if they don't realize that, it happens a lot of times for people who are close to death. They leave everything. I notice even with my father, how he was leaving the world, the objective world. More and more and more he was going in. I don't even know what dimensions he was going. There would be almost every night he would sit hours and hours on the edge of the bed because there was water in the lungs, so he couldn't breathe. He wasn't comfortable, so he was sitting with his eyes closed, and he was just where? He was going into the subtle realm. So less he left, he didn't care about the money anymore, he didn't care about, he lost interest. That means something more powerful drew him in. And that happens a lot to people who are realizing that's it, that they are towards the end. So you're not still hoping that anything outside will save you.
Depression is that.
Depression can be, yeah.
Depression.
It leads one deeper to lose interest of the world.
Right.
Sometimes people who have grief.
Grief, yes.
Or have a radical experience and it shifted.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said sometimes that even when you are on the path, something can grab your attention and you will split and take the direction into something until you realize it's not there.
Right. That's also a process of awakening. Means still like it's shining there, it's shining and you follow, and then you realize, no, that was just the honey on the top of the vase shining, and all the rest of the vase was filled with shit. So, and then you're like, okay, and you withdraw. If you're not vigilant enough or clear enough or have the ability to discriminate, you
drown in the shit.
Yeah, you drown in the shit.
It's the story of quicksand.
Of?
Quicksand.
What?
You know quicksand?
No.
In a lot of areas there is water, and then underneath the water, the soil is so not together, separated. Every molecule is separated from each other. So somebody walks in it, and they sink in it. So they sink up to here, up to your knee. They sink. They get scared. As soon as they start struggling, they sink deeper.
Movement takes them down.
Yeah.
It sinks deeper. But if they stop struggling, they don't sink anymore. And now they have an opportunity to lift themselves out, to crawl out, but not to struggle. To struggle, deeper they go. And this is true story. So they recommend to people, if you're in that situation, don't struggle. Just stay there, relax. When you get the breath, start to lift yourself slowly out. Because as you struggle, the particles come together
Yeah.
and they lock you in. That's quicksand.
It's similar in some cases also when you are in the ocean and the current takes you. If you try to fight the current, you're gone. If you go with the current, sometimes it spins and take you out in a different place. Not always if it's an island and the current goes really away from the island.
That happened to me.
So
I drowned.
yeah. So again, you either struggle, which gets you to drown faster, either you relax, and then everything is taken care by itself.
True.
Yeah, that's actually mentally happens. Struggling, fighting. It's like fighting for survival, and then you don't survive.